Okay, so now we're going to learn about while loops. Okay, well, so before we looked at a for each loop, and now we're going to look at a while loop. So first, here we have a value. I'm going to call it ceiling. And here we have another one, and this will be the value we're going to add. We have a button. And okay. So first, I take the value submitted by DataBox1. I put it in a variable called ceiling. Then I take another one. I put it in increment value. And now I create another variable. I set it to 0 total. And then I, which is going to be a kind of counter, right? Now, what the while loop will do, it will continue around going over and over and over. It will execute all of this code right here so long as this condition evaluates to true. So on the first loop, I is set to 1. So it says, all right, is 1 less than or equal to, so this means less than or equal to this, what is in this variable ceiling. Okay, so let's just start with I don't know, 10, and the value we're going to add each time we go through our loop is going to be, how about 3? Okay, so we'll execute and we get 30. Okay. All right, so we remember our ceiling is 10. We add 3. So what does, and it comes to 30, right? So here we have 10. The first loop is I less than or equal to 10. Well, yes. So we add total 0 now equals 0 plus 3. Because remember, the increment value was over here, 3. Okay, so now we have 3. Now we're going to increment I by 1. And so we say I equals I plus 1. Okay, so now I is 2. Goes back up here, I is 2. And it asks the question, is 2 less than 10? Yes. Okay. So it performs this again. It goes over and over and over, each time adding 3 to total. Then we assign, right? We assign our final value to result. Okay? And as in the previous videos, the flow of execution comes down here and we echo result to the screen. Now, one bit of code that's different than in the previous PHP videos is here. Remember, in our form tag, we have an action attribute, and that specifies where our PHP code, where our data inside our form, which is this data inside DataBox1 and DataBox2, where is it going to be sent? To which PHP script is it going to go? Now, until now, we were just specifying the name of the file itself directly, right? So in here, in the previous videos, instead of having PHP echo server PHP self, we would have just typed in whileloop.php, right? The name of this very script. Okay, but here we didn't. What we did is we echoed out to the screen some variable contained in this array. Remember, this is an array. And this is one of PHP's, this server array, okay? And we want the value contained within PHP self within the server array. This is one of PHP's built-in. It's one of PHP's built-in. Now I know a lot of you out there, your native language isn't English, so okay, built-in, one of PHP's built-in arrays. All right, so it's available to us everywhere. We can make use of it wherever we want, basically. Okay, and what it says, what it refers to, is this very page. So we don't have to repeat ourselves and type in the name of this particular script. And later on, we're going to use a lot of AJAX. Well, we're going to use JavaScript and jQuery, and the AJAX functionalities provided by that language and that JavaScript library. And you know what? It's going to be even more useful to keep this here, okay? And you'll understand why that is later. It's not that important, but this, I find this very convenient. Now, another thing here, we can write this another way. We can write total plus equals total, and that is going to plus equals increment value, okay? And this means the same thing, okay? This right here, this line, it means the same thing as this line. So instead of writing it all out, you can just put a plus sign and an equal sign, and it's the same, it means the same thing. And likewise, down below, we have another way of writing this. We can just, if we want to make it go up by 1, if we want to increment it by 1, again, if we want to increment it by 1, we can just take the variable and say plus plus. Okay, I plus plus, and that will raise it by 1. Okay, we can also say I minus minus if we wanted to count backwards. Okay, so that's just sort of a shorthand way of doing that, and it's very common, very, very common. Okay.